Latinos in Accion with Yesenia Taveras is your local program for information in education, health, laws, business, and more. Latinos in Accion is the only program for the Latin community in Delaware.
Hello, I'm your host Yesenia Taveras and welcome to Latinos in Accion. Today's show will highlight ASPIDA's 7th Annual Academy Graduation Ceremony. This year, the ASPIDA clubs in the different Delaware high schools already add up to 150 students actively working to maintaining young Latino students in the schools and helping them continue with their higher education.
ASPIDA, if you don't know, is an organization that was founded in 1961 in New York City. And since then has grown to become a national organization that advocates for Latino leadership and education to prepare our new generation of leaders in industry, in academia, and in the community.
ASPIDA of Delaware is a nonprofit organization dedicated to working with young Latino students to help them succeed academically. All of its members are volunteers from all walks of life.
I started with ASPIDA 3 years ago. Actually, in exactly this room, I came with my mother here to volunteer as a coach. And I fell in love with the program, and I became an advocate for the kids, for ASPIDA, and my children are also as well. They love this program, and it's an exciting experience. It's wonderful to see how what we do impacts so many people, so many lives.
Over the years, ASPIDA of Delaware has helped many Latino Delawareans get into college, even when they thought they could not. ASPIDA exemplifies the idea that children are the leaders of tomorrow by tapping into young people's unique leadership strengths.
ASPIDA is now my family. Although I've only been a member for a year, ASPIDA is now my home away from home, and I am already holding it so dear. A saying I was once told, once an aspirante, always an aspirante. When we leave this place, we will always know, always we will be welcome back, no matter how far it is we go. ASPIDA has changed me as well as many, giving us confidence to start our own flow, showing us how to be a leader, and teaching us how to grow and grow. Through ASPIDA, I've gained knowledge about helping even the people you dislike, about being part of a community, and about how everyone is in some way alike. Action, analysis, and awareness. It seems now I'll never forget those words. The 3 steps to becoming a leader. Hope this knowledge will never be blurred. This is what ASPIDA is to me. It's taught me what kind of leader I'd like to be. This is what ASPIDA is to me, helping one another even when we don't agree.
In the ASPIDA model, each aspirante, the name for ASPIDA club members and ASPIDA alumni, is responsible for his or her own development in self-esteem and leadership skills, enhancing academic achievement, cultural awareness, and fostering a commitment to community service. ASPIDA of Delaware provides the resources each Latino student needs to develop this potential.
The organization, the reason for the organization being created didn't fall out of the sky. It was based on sound youth development principles, things that we know about young people and how young people develop. And the one thing that we know is that when things go wrong for us at any age, they go wrong at those forks in the road that we all face, a decision that we have to make. Sometimes we have a little bit of time to make that decision, sometimes a little longer time. But that's where the rubber hits the road as far as ASPIDA is concerned, and that's the space where ASPIDA exists. So ASPIDA really exists at that interface between now and the future, between the present and tomorrow. And ASPIDA coaches and teachers, administrators, volunteers, parents, and students, and not only dream merchants, but they're purveyors of sound judgment and quality decision-making by being present, by being here, by working closely with young people from the start to finish. throughout the lives of these young people. And, you know, the reason we founded the charter school was not only because Aspira is about creating meaningful organizations in our community that are self-sustaining, but because you can't start too early developing self-awareness, analysis, and sound action. And that's what we're about. And if you look carefully at the name of our school, Las Americas Aspira Academy, LAAA, also stands for Learning Awareness, Analysis, and Action. And that's when people say, maybe we should change the name of the school to the International School or something like that. I have to remind them that there's very, very deep and significant meaning in the name of the school and what it stands for.
The college-bound program, Aspira Saturday Academy, is in its 8th year of offering a free program that provides bilingual guidance through the college application process, predominantly but not limited to the Hispanic high school seniors. Meetings are held on selected Saturday mornings at the University of Delaware Newark campus.
Many of you have managed to gain admission into university. It's a terrific, terrific honor. But you also need to, of course, to now start thinking about completing college and learning and making the very best of the time that you spend in college. So I'm going to just make a few remarks that are really focused on that. What your next steps are in order to complete the kind of education you need in order to achieve the goals you want in the long run. We actually know a little bit, based on research, why some students are successful in college and others aren't. And some of those reasons might surprise you, but I want to tell you what they are so that you can go and do them. Some of the things that are important in terms of completing college are things like selecting a peer group that is very engaged in academic pursuits. When you get to college, you're going to find yourself with lots and lots of choices, and nobody's really managing your time very, very well. Nobody's micromanaging you anymore. You're making pretty much all your own choices. Who you choose as a peer group is actually very, very important. And so you want to make sure that when you're in college, you're picking a peer group that will support your academic efforts, that it's a peer group who has the same aspirations that you have, and that can actually be a benefit to you as you proceed through college. The other thing that we know about students who are successful in college is that they engage. I'm not going to tell you you have to go to class and work hard. You know that. You learn that in high school. The other part, though, is that you also need to be looking for activities outside the classroom that will stretch you academically. Let me give you some examples. Here at the University of Delaware and at many other universities as well, we have a very extensive study abroad program where students have the opportunity to spend time overseas, learning a new culture and studying and working with very closely actually with faculty in places where you've never been before. I encourage you to look at that kind of opportunity. It's an opportunity that you might never get again. It's the sort of thing that college can provide that might not come around again. Another example is service learning. A lot of universities have opportunities for you to participate in work and give back to communities in a way that also pushes your academic skills. So at the same time that you're giving back to your communities, you're also learning at the same time. Undergraduate research. Many of our faculty are involved extensively in research efforts. And one of the things that a great university can offer young people is the opportunity to actually participate with faculty in the generation of new knowledge. I encourage you to find faculty who are doing research and are interested in engaging young people in their efforts, and there are a number of them. A lot of universities have offices of undergraduate research that are specifically designed to facilitate those activities. So seek those kinds of opportunities out. Think about being a leader on campus. Students who persist are oftentimes leaders on campus. They're involved in things like student government, or maybe there's a particular cause that you feel passionate about, and there are organizations on the student organizations on that campus that are also involved in those same kinds of issues. Those are the kinds of activities that we know that students who are successful in college actually engage in. And so look for those opportunities when you're out there. Think carefully about, college is expensive. We all know that. So keep your finances in order, but look for opportunities to apply for scholarships and fellowships. Lots of things are simply not distributed because nobody applies for them. Don't let that happen. Don't leave any money on the table. Look for opportunities, every opportunity you can, to apply for the scholarships and fellowships that are available. Sometimes they're small, but if you add them all up, they can amount to a lot, and they can make a big difference. Things like bridge programs are also known to be very effective. Bridge programs are basically programs that are offered in the summer that get you from one stage to the next. So a lot of universities will have, for example, bridge programs that are offered between high school and college. And a lot of these programs are designed in order to really help engage you in the life of the university before you even get there. And so they can be very effective in terms of helping you be truly prepared for what's coming.
Volunteer coaches, mostly Hispanic business professionals, facilitate the Aspida Saturday Academy sessions on various topics, including but not limited to college application, scholarships, campus visits, essay writing, parent involvement, time management, career panels, and financial aid.
This year I had the privilege of serving as an Aspira coach, and I've been asked to share some reflections. There are two main things that I learned from my experience with Aspida this past year. One was long-term investments, and number two was paying it forward. So what do I mean by long-term investments? Well, Aspida invests time and effort into the community, specifically our children. Weekend after weekend, we plan and execute events and programs to help our students attend universities, colleges, trade schools, etc. This is a true long-term investment. By becoming a part of Aspira, we make a strong commitment to the Latino youth, everyone here, of course, and a strong impact on their overall success. Now, the second thing, paying it forward. First, let's talk about the definition of paying it forward. Don't want anyone to think it's something else that it isn't. Paying it forward means that I do a good deed for you, and that you repay it by doing a good deed for someone else. All of our coaches, volunteers, board members, directors, and coaches, they're all passionate about what they do for the Latino community. We want all of you to succeed. And most importantly, we want all of you to graduate not only from the Aspira program, but from college. So what we want you to do after all of you graduate from the Aspira program is to give back that same passion, to make sure that you're paying it forward by recommending more students to this program, by volunteering as an Aspira coach in the future, by tweeting about us, by giving us a like on Facebook, by getting the word out there that Aspira is here to make a difference in the state of Delaware.
By the time aspirantes graduate from high school, they have gained intangible skills and have engaged in critical life-serving experiences that puts them at a competitive advantage over their peers.
This has been a year of growth and aspirations for every student, including myself. We have grown to become responsible young adults that will go on to achieve great things in life. Each of us has a plan to become something greater in the future. This personal growth is a momentous milestone in our lives. The coaches and volunteers of Aspira have assisted us in reaching new heights for the future. My peers aspire to become engineers, nurses, and other professions. We have all waited 12 years to take the next step in our lives to become college students, bringing us one step closer to our ultimate goal. As a senior, I'm very determined to better my community in a number of ways. Through Aspira and the Las Americas Aspira Academy, I've become an active member of my community this year. Margie came came to me and my friend and fellow aspirante Rochelle Ballin and I in the summer of 2012 with an offer that we could not refuse. We began to work with the Aspira Academy in our efforts to prepare the school for its official opening in August. As students of Penn Care Charter High School, we were aware of the struggles new charter schools face, so we were glad to help. We organized storage rooms, donated backpacks to every student, and assisted in the grand opening. This led us to continue the work with the charter school by creating an after-school soccer program for our senior project requirements. We worked with the students to teach them basic soccer skills, implement exercise, and stress the importance of teamwork. These young kids have been more appreciative in our work than I could have ever imagined. They were always excited to see us in the gym, to be in the club, and would come up to give us hugs and high fives. We grew into young adults with aspirations to better others around us through volunteerism. SATs, transcripts, extracurricular activities, and college applications are the words that go through the minds of almost all seniors every day. Each day can be a stressful experience in which we have to worry if we will get accepted into our dream college, or if we can maintain our grades through what we all call senioritis. Before all of this became a reality, it was only a mere dream. A dream of dorm rooms, big campuses, and new faces. The people that helped us make these dreams a reality are the Aspira coaches. The aspirantes and ourselves pushed ourselves every day, Saturday morning, to learn something new. We were taught how to write excellent college application essays, how to fill out our FAFSAs, and we were assisted in our scholarship searches. These coaches dedicated their time to help each one of us succeed in our aspirations for the future. I could always count on someone like Margie to approach me with many questions about my volunteer efforts, grades, and the college application process. Each coach was willing to take the time to help us if we were having trouble or provide us with resources for our benefit. Aspira has become an excellent tool for me as a student to prepare for college life.
Aspira of Delaware also offers a program called Aspira Parents for Educational Excellence. The goal of this program is to increase the involvement of Latino parents in their children's education by helping them learn about the intricacies of negotiating change and improving education in their communities.
Me llamo Ibelis Collazo. Llegué de Puerto Rico con mi familia en el 2007 con mis 3 hijos, 2007-2008. Mis 3 hijos han tenido la oportunidad de entrar en el programa de Aspira. Como todo padre, al principio a llegar a este país sin conocimiento del idioma bien y sin conocimiento de las oportunidades de una universidad, estábamos medios perdidos, pero gracias a Dios a que mi primer hijo encontró la oportunidad de entrar a Aspira, el cual como padres nos quitaron muchas dudas, nos aclararon cómo era el proceso para las universidades, si había que internarlo en alguna otra universidad de otro país, cómo ellos nos iban a ayudar a tener las herramientas para llegar a eso. En el caso de mis 2 primeros hijos que estuvieron aquí, pues están en la Universidad del TEC, entraron lo más bien, gracias a Dios, y todo ha salido bien. La experiencia con mi tercera hija que se gradúa hoy, pues ella tiene aspiración a hacer un internado en otro país. Como padres estábamos nerviosos, dudosos, intranquilos, pero es la decisión de ella y es su aspiración a llegar a hacer algo más en la vida de ella. Y los consejeros de Aspira nos ayudaron a entender que no hay nada imposible, que ella lo puede hacer. Nos ayudaron sobre las becas para solicitarlas, sobre entrar en otro país como hispanos que somos. Todas esas dudas ellos nos las aclararon durante todo este año, y como madre pues yo estoy tranquila de que si Dios le abre esa oportunidad, pues ya tengo el conocimiento científico que me los han dado los maestros, pero tengo la confianza en el Señor de que si eso va a ser así, pues va a ser así. Una anécdota que tengo de Aspira es cuando entré hace 3 años, estaba la doctora dando una charla de cómo nosotros somos como padres y que ya ellos tienen 18 años, que ellos toman sus propias decisiones y que nosotros tenemos que apoyarlos. Y una de las primeras preguntas fue, ¿quiénes de ustedes todavía lavan ropa en la casa a sus hijos? Y yo creo que yo fui la única madre en el panel que estábamos que alcé la mano. Y entonces ella muy sabiamente me dio un consejo de lo que no se debía hacer. Inmediatamente yo llegué a mi casa, hice una reunión y para la gloria de Dios me he liberado de todas esas tensiones. Porque a veces uno como padre se lo sigue llevando, y yo cometí ese error a no darle responsabilidades a los hijos aún dentro de la casa, debajo del techo de uno, darle unas responsabilidades que ya ellos tienen que empezar para cuando le toque el día de salir, pues tengan todas las cosas para ellos hacer. Y estoy bien agradecida como madre que termino ya este año. Son 3 años que he estado aquí. Todos los años aprendo algo diferente. Todos los años sigo conociendo personas que me motivan a seguir motivando a mis hijos a que esto no acaba aquí, que todavía hay una carrera por seguir. Y le estoy bien agradecida a Yari, a Margie, a todo el staff, porque a Wanda López, que siempre contesta los emails que le enviamos, porque si ustedes le envían email o los llaman, estas personas dan de su tiempo para atendernos a nosotros y aclarar todas las dudas. No hay nada imposible. Ellos le pueden ayudar en todo si ustedes los llaman y los procuran a ellos. Y pues esto no se acaba aquí. Yo todavía me faltan 4 años más o tal vez más para seguir con ellos y le doy las gracias.
I'm going to try to summarize what Ivelisse said. I'm not going to interpret everything that she said, but I'm going to try to summarize. She came with her family, her 3 children, arrived in the U.S. from Puerto Rico in 2008, and her first son, her firstborn, joined Aspira 3 years ago. So this is her 3rd year going through Aspira, as her 3 children have participated. Her first 2 sons are in attending Del Tech right now, and she said that the primary thing that she had on her mind when she arrived was, how do I do this? There are so many questions that she had, and she was unsure about how to go about it without making mistakes that she felt could possibly negatively impact her children's future. And that's the concern that she feels most parents have when they come in. What she felt that Aspira has offered her is guidance in answering a lot of the questions. She feels that the staff has been supportive and answered phone calls and emails to her whenever she has reached out, specifically things about how to get them into the right universities, how to make those right decisions, and scholarships and funding for their education. Her 3rd child is currently graduating, her daughter, and she says has presented a different kind of experience, and it's something that we have talked about a lot, because she wants to go abroad, to do study abroad. And it's a wonderful opportunity, but it's one that makes a lot of parents very nervous, very concerned, letting their children leave the country without them. And she says that she has felt supported in figuring out the practical things, such as how to get into another country, being a Latino, and funding and things like that, but also emotionally about how to trust her daughter and how to make sure that she's responsible.
Many of these young Latino students come from underserved backgrounds and are weakened by discrimination and prejudice, all of which can easily deafen one's own cheering inner voice. However, with Aspira's nurturing, their core values will gradually enhance until they are overflowing with belief in themselves as positive contributors to the world they live in. That was the highlight of today's show. Remember, if you have a great story idea or event you would like featured on Latinos in Accion, send me an email or give me a call at 302-576-2119. I'm your host, Yesenia Taveras. Thank you for watching and have a great day.